Well, I'll move on then. I think both of you guys already answered on that question. So the next question is eating late at night. Is it okay to eat late at night?
Who wants to answer first, Dean?
Me? Because you were answering the second one. Okay, so eating late at night.
Yeah.
My
What's your take?
would be, it depends on what intensity and how was your day. Like for me, if you're doing a lot of stuff throughout the day, like working out, let's say twice a day or something like that, because there's a lot of athletes that actually does cardio in the morning and they do strength training in the afternoon, and they actually need to fuel up more, right? Mm-hmm. And if that occurs for them to actually fuel up at that late night, it's fine because their body still actually needs that protein, that carbs, that fats throughout the day. So should be all right if depending on that situation. So if you're like really, really sedentary, I don't think it's a good idea because the amount of energy that you put out, the amount of nutrition that comes in needs to balance out as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my take.
Oh, I mean, I like that. I mean, you were talking about it just now where you had 2 training sessions yesterday.
Yeah.
You're still very hungry late at night just because your energy output during that day was way more. So you're still in a lot of energy deficit. So your body needs that fuel to recover properly. But again, if someone's sedentary, they are just on their desk 12 hours, or not 12, but 8 hours a day. And then they tend to snack mindlessly during at night, watching Netflix. They're actually eating way more than they should because they're not putting enough energy out compared to like Coach Dean that did 2 times training yesterday. Also, if you guys are, let's say, on a calorie deficit and you guys are still maintaining that calorie deficit and you want to eat something late at night, you'll still be okay. So eating late at night is still okay if you are still within your calorie ranges. Also depends. Eating late at night is also not good if you're out, you are drinking some beverages. It will cause the munchies, right? You'll eat more. So on that note, eating late at night won't be a good practice to do or habit all the time. So again, the answer depends.
Well, I would say that it's okay as long as you don't do it often. You know, here and there it's fine. Because I think people treat it with like, oh, it's such a taboo to eat at night. But really, if most of the time that you are following a proper timeline, I think you should be okay. I think in terms of what people tend to associate it is that it's going to get you fat, really, really fat with that. But if you're exercising, I'm more concerned that you are not hitting your macros if you don't eat at night, you know. So what happened is you're not giving your body the nutrition to rebuild, right? We were talking about the catabolic state. Now you're not really fueling for the anabolic state. So my take is have something as long as it's not all the time, you know. Like I know when I was going through training, sometimes I don't go home really, really late. And I know that if I eat, it's gonna make me harder to sleep, right? So, but for me, it was more important for me to get at least that last meal instead of going to bed with an empty stomach. Right now, I am compromising a little bit on my sleep time, but as long as I don't do that often, I think it should be okay. Which is why having a proper routine is really, really important. You know, you finish your training on time, you know what you need to do, right? A lot of the problem I've seen, well, at least this is my problem, yeah. Sometimes I go home at 8 p.m., right? Or even later, 8:30, help lock out the gym and so on and so forth. But before the Empire Kitchen, I don't know what to eat. I don't have a cook. I don't have food ready at home. So now, by the time I got home, it's already 8:30 or even close to 9. Now I have to either cook or I have to buy food, right? And there's only a certain restaurant that's open at that time, right? A lot of them already about to close. So I spent about another 20 minutes finding and then ordering and then wait again. My food doesn't arrive till like 9:30, even 10 sometimes. And I know if I eat that late, I gotta give my body sometimes to wind down and to go to sleep. So I don't get this. Went over 12. Now, in terms of getting my nutrition in, I hit it, but of course I sacrifice some sleep. So that's something to watch out for. It's not just about hitting that macros that you're losing when you're eating at night, or your overconsumption because you're not active the whole day and then you're eating late at night. But it could also disrupt your other pattern as well. So stick to a habit or a pattern that you guys know is gonna lead to fitness success. And if you one or twice having a bad day or went over, it is what it is. It's not gonna set you back for a year or something like that. So don't beat yourself too much into it. Again, as long as most of the things you do are supportive to your fitness lifestyle. That's my take on it.